Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back. Thanks for being here. In case you're new here, we're located in Northeast Arkansas and I wanted to give you guys a garden tour. Kids are having fun. Give you guys a garden tour before we go on vacation because I've always loved seeing the garden when I get back from vacation. You know, if you're gone more than 3 or 4 days, it can look wildly different. So I like to record pre-vacation and post-vacation garden tours, bringing you guys along for the fun and excitement of that. And we worked on a big project today, you guys, here and there, my husband and I. And guess what we did? Ah, look at that. We got mulch. And we finished the mulch and everything. Okay, it's not finished. Let me just say that. But everywhere where we have landscape fabric is currently mulched. I still have to go along and do this whole side over there, but it's a little more difficult because that's going from where lawn meets existing flower beds. So anyways, freaking loving this, you guys. I'm going to take you through and I'm going to show you kind of start to back, front to back, I guess, what's going on around here, as well as some new plants I just bought this evening. So super fun. We're going out of town tomorrow. By the time you guys see this, I think we'll probably be back in town already. So then the immediately next video will be the back home post-vacation garden tour. So you can see up here in the front, we have this little seating area. Cats are playing, being adorable. And this is the area where we used to have bricks along here. And we pulled those up, and I've still got to weed some in here. And then we'll be expanding the landscape fabric from where it ends here. And so that's just going to take some, you know, cuts and different things to wrap that up. But I'm excited to do that when we get back from vacation. Over here, I did a garden tour for you guys just recently. Right now the lighting is superb. Look how fantastic this ornamental sweet potato vine looks in the evening glow. We're in the golden hour. Yay! I never film at this time because I'm always inside. Anyway, so I had already showed you how I cut a lot of the kale way back. There's not a lot going on in this bed. I'm going to be figuring out what fall crops I want to plant when we get back. I may even hit up a store and buy some starts. Look at this sweet potato vine over here. Friggin' loving its life. Got some grass weeds in there I need to get. I hadn't noticed from before. Marigolds. Look at this one pepper plant here. Is like 4 feet tall. Like this literally comes to my chest. This is loaded up with these sweet peppers. This is my pepper bed. So we've got 4 rows in here, but the 2 middle rows have not been doing well. I'm guessing they're kind of like suffocated because we are getting ready to go out of town. Our hanging pots that are normally on the porch, we've got over here. And we also have some other things kind of disheveled because of going out of town. Right here behind me, we have the cucumber vines, which are doing great. They're getting huge. We've got the umbrella down because we're going out of town. How many times do you think I'll say we're going out of town in this video? So here's the other side of that pepper bed. These are some flowers. We just watered everything. These are my little, what are they called? Sugar snap peas that I'm growing for fall, hopefully, if they'll take off and do anything. This is a purple fountain grass that was dying. It's still alive. Looks terrible. I'm going to cut it way back before I put it in the ground. This is sitting here in a container. So we've got our tripod sprinkler set up and our automatic timer, so it'll come on once a day. So some of our container plants that I had set out there, because that's where they're going to go in the ground at, we've moved them over here so they will get some water while we're gone. So I'm loving this spot, this moment here, because this is where I put a lot of those new plants I got today. But check out this beautiful little shrub with these ever so delicate little yellow flowers next to this perennial hibiscus. This beautiful little color. I'm loving that. These are both, this is obviously a perennial shrub. This is a perennial shrub, just a small version. So I'm thinking actually when I plant this in the ground, I'm going to do these close to each other. I'm loving these two colors together. Here's my big purchase of the day. is this tree. You guys, I finally got a corkscrew willow. I have wanted one of these for so long. They just have like, let me show you a good spot. See, they're just curvy. They're so curvy. And they're more of an upright than a typical weeping willow. So excited. Not sure where that's gonna go, but we'll be putting it in together before long. Here's another container from the porch that's back here, as well as this one. Over here on this left arch, we have Kajari melons, and they're vining really good. Look at this. Getting up above my head and flowering. So exciting. On this side of the arch are some tomatoes that are planted on the other side, and they're just really using the arch for support. We've got a mint down here in the block. This is a Rudbeckia flower. Oh, I thought it was like starting to bud up, but it's just a new leaf. So I'm glad it's thriving. It was sick when I put it here. Oh, another one of the things I got at the store was I got three blackberry plants. So I'm really excited about that. Those will go along the back fence. This is my container that I had on the table, which we just moved it over here so it gets watered. Over here on this, we're back by the tomatoes. Here are my Chinese noodle beans. I put these in really late, and I just want them to climb up this trellis, and I think they're gonna really soon. And there's some more just right there peeking out. So I just planted them in like 2 little squares. Okay, we come back over here, and well, I've got a Kajari melon growing on my azalea. So wow, this whole thing just came out of the ground. Let's see if we can save him. Stick you in there, stick you in there, go in the hole, cover you back up. Maybe he'll survive. Okay, so this is a sick azalea I planted here to keep an eye on. These are dwarf mammoth sunflowers. Here's another new one I got today. It's a black-eyed Susan. It's a perennial, but I just loved how big it was, and it's thriving and it's happy, and I love this color. So another fun thing I got is this. This is a Prune Winners variety. Caladium Blushing Bride. Okay, so I really loved the pink in this. There are so many varieties of caladiums, and some of them have like just the slightest little bit of pink. This variety is meant to turn and be a lot pinker, and I love that. And then I got these little annuals to plant under it, like this. See, won't that be so cute? So these are vincas. So I just love the little delicate flower, and it's just going to be right underneath this. So that's going to be just perfect. Here, falling over because it just got watered, which I think I'm going to move this plant over here. Oh, so I can hold that up while we're gone. This is my purple basil. I love this. I grow this just for fun. The plant itself smells amazing. When it eventually begins to flower, the flowers are gorgeous. They're very light purple, and they smell like licorice. A lot of these are actually typically used in like Thai recipes, but I grow them like as an ornamental. Sometimes I save the leaves, dry them, you know, for like medicinal purposes, but for the most part, I grow it for fun. Here's another little flower I got, Angelonia. I've tried to grow this before a couple different times, and it has often died on me. This little limb right here broke in transport. It's just so cute, but it's a perennial, so I thought, okay, we'll try it again. Here's that other shrub with the beautiful, oh my gosh, I love this. By the way, if you have any idea what this is, comment below, because I kid you not, the tag says assorted shrubs and has 0 info. For height and width and all of that, it says varies. So in fact, I'm going to take a picture of this with my Plant ID app and see if I can identify it. Okay, so oddly enough, My plant app says that this is called golden shower or rain of gold. It's native to Mexico, and it gets to be 6 to 10 feet tall, which is so wild. That's how tall this hibiscus here gets. So these will one day be like privacy screens. They will be so big. So they will be on this back fence here, but the exact placement I'm not sure of yet. There's our Colorado blue spruce, which will be back there as well. So that's going to be really fun. I think I want to do the wisteria back here in this corner because it's so slender and upright, and it would be a great piece right there. But it would have to be moved in like 3 to 4 years. So would the Colorado blue spruce, depending on how fast it grows. So there's that. So I love that since we did this mulch here, we used to have a line right here because this is where the mulch ended. And so this plant here looked like it was just floating, you know, at the end because the rest was grass. Then it was just landscape fabric. Well, now it's actually in the middle, which is very intentional. I wanted to do an island bed here in the middle. And so some of the flowers I just got, I may pop in here around this because I have to figure out my placement. And some of the rose bushes from my other garden, I'm going to transplant back here as well. But my goal with what I bought today is that with what I bought and what I already have, I want this back row to be full of primarily perennials. Okay, so we'll check out this area over here. I love this little spot. We just threw some mulch in here. I'm going to have to get back in there and weed some when we get back home. And then I'll do some more mulch because I want the mulch to come all the way back here. And so, so we'll have to do finishing touches and we'll have to get more mulch. You guys, the mulch back here from the beds forward was 35 bags. And from here back was 55 bags. And we're not done. So again, we'll have to do that side over there. And it's going to look so great and buttoned up once that's done. But I'm not worried about it. I checked off everything I wanted to do pre-vacation. And then here in about an hour, I'm swapping into vacation mode, y'all. I'm so excited. We're going to the beach. We're going to Florida. It's going to be a blast. So I just really love this spot. I'm not sure why it makes my heart so happy, but I love seeing the hosta paired with this beautiful little flower and this meditating gnome. I think it's funny. He's got mulch all over his face. I told my husband today when we were doing this, he reminds me of myself. He's trying to meditate and be calm, but he's got crap all over his face because just stuff's always going on, right? And this right here, this might be an Angelonia. I'm not sure. It looks very familiar. I just got it this year. It struggled. It's finally doing great. And I just love it. I love the super pale lilac blooms with all this green here. Loving it. And this tiny, tiny, dainty little rose that's not done much this year has just bloomed for like the 3rd time. But it's like not growing. I'm going to move it. I think I'm going to move it along that back area. Or I might do it out here in this little middle bed. It's just... it's not loving its life there. So let's see what else. Okay, so we've got these containers over here. I don't know how much of this is permanent. I am going to be moving the cannas over to the right because they're in the way of this door. They were planted before the shed was delivered. So going to have to move that. And this is how the watermelons are doing. Doing good. One thing I noticed too is as soon as we got this fence up, it creates shade right here, certain time of day. So it's going to be interesting filling this area in. It's going to be great. This is that new table we just got a few days ago. Already loving it. It'll be cuter again once I put the plant back on it. And this area over here is where we're planning on doing an outdoor seating area, and then there'll just be plants everywhere. And I'm kind of imagining this being fairly large because that plant right there is a perennial hibiscus that gets to be 8 to 10 feet tall and like 4 feet around. So it's going to be pretty big. And the things that are going to be planted around it will be secondary to it. It will be the star of the show come next summer when it puts on a lot of size and blooms for us again. This one looks the way that it does because It was about 4 feet tall and 3 feet around over in another garden of mine, and I transplanted it. And it had such terrible transplant shock, I had to deadhead it, and now it's coming back, which is great. It's finally coming back. Look how great the view is this way. Oh my gosh, loving it. And then again, if you're new here, this bed's a different color because it's new. It went in this year, and I decided to go with that color. So this fall sometime when it cools off, I'll be repainting the other 3 to match this color. So they'll all be the same. Over here we have our black hollyhock, which I just trimmed back recently, and these are our hollyhock volunteer babies. And then I love this little perennial here. I say all the time, I wish I could remember what it was. Something is trying to knock it down, but it's beautiful. I love yellow. This hosta struggles all the time, but this is honestly the best it's ever done. And this is another one of those perennial hibiscus, just like that one out there in the center. Same thing, transplanted from my other garden and it struggled, so I cut it back. But it's finally leafing back out, so it's doing good. I also just recently moved this hummingbird feeder here right outside this window. This window to my left is to our bedroom, which is where my office is. And I sit there all day. And you guys, in just like 2 days, I have seen like 30 hummingbirds feeding on this thing, and it could be like the same 2 hummingbirds, but it was 30 different occasions, which made my heart happy. So I love that. I love hummingbirds, if you can't tell. I've got a hummingbird wind chime and a hummingbird LED solar, I guess a wind chime, but just decor, but they light up and change colors at night, and it's beautiful. Wow, it's so pretty out here right now. I am so happy with what we were able to get done before dark the night before vacation. Got all my new stuff situated and everything watered in really good, and the irrigation is set up. So this is just lovely. So I don't know how long this tour is, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. I don't really have time to go and show you the in-ground summer garden, but I will include that in the post-vacation tour. And it's so wildly different than the last time I showed it to you a few days ago, because the zinnias are popping off, the watermelon are growing, the gourds are growing. There's just so much going on out there. It's beautiful. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed a look around. And I'll be back with you guys in probably just a day or two in the next video, which will be our post-vacation garden tour. And I'll show you this space and the in-ground garden. And let's pray things are happy, healthy, and maybe even bigger when we get back. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We love you guys.